I kind of stole this from, I think, Smugalana, so we're gonna watch that. But anyways, women are mad that men stopped approaching my virtual brother. Let's see what happens here. Let's see what happens. Let's go. We all know what's happening since it's the same. Yeah, we can look at that. We'll see what happens. We'll see what these... It's probably going to be a clip of a bunch of women complaining, I would assume.
Men do not want to approach women anymore.
When was the pivotal moment?
Accurate, yeah. Men kind of don't. Men kind of don't. Like I said, I think the statistics were that at least 1/3 of all men, like, before the age of 30 have never approached a woman. It was like probably like 40% even. They've never approached a woman ever in their life.
That a man chose to not go after a girl anymore or put in any effort.
Like when you're out in public and you're making eyes with a girl and you're like making it known that you're attracted to her, but you're not gonna say something. How are you not gonna say something?
It just doesn't make sense to me how women...
It's just like, think about it. The entire time we were told that we were not supposed to talk to you, approach you, talk to you, all that stuff, right? And suddenly, you want us to approach women again. But also with the chance of getting the police called on you. Cool.
And not being asked out on dates. Like, there are so many beautiful women. Like, come on, like, just shoot your shot.
Am I unapproachable?
I'm also gonna say, okay, there are so many beautiful women out there. Yes. That's not enough. They're almost all they're almost all there's so many beautiful women out there. Like, that doesn't make a man approach. Like, there's already plenty. What is that, like, as an argument? There's so many beautiful women out there, and like, if you look unapproachable, I'm not gonna approach you. What? Yeah, because if they look at us for too long, they get reported for harassment. It's over.
Am I unapproachable?
Like, did you not see me just look right at you?
That depends. Do you smile? Do you have your headphones is a big indicator of do not approach me. Like, if a woman wears headphones, I am pretty sure most dudes would not approach her, even if she would be open to approaching. Because oftentimes people forget, you need to also be, look approachable. Like, you need to have, like, some sign that you can be approached.
Like, that was your sign. Like, that was me shooting my shot.
No, because I had to...
Wait, what? Hold up.
See me just look right at you. Like, that was your sign. Like,
look! They actually fucking mean this. They actually fucking mean this.
that was me shooting my shot.
No, because I had to actually sit and think about this, and I had to ask myself, when is the last time a man came up to me and wanted to get to know me or exchange numbers? And it's been a long time.
Me and my friends go out and it's like, we end up plotting on what guy we think is cute, and then we physically, I'm not even joking, I'm sick to my stomach right now, we end up making the first move. Because if we didn't, it would be girls' night every single night we went out for the rest.
Being polite to strangers is a lost art, and that's a big reason no one approaches anyone anymore. Very true, very true. Politeness has gone down.
Our lives.
Where are the huevos? Where are the huevos these days? I feel like there's so many like times that guys want to say something to girls and they don't. Like, is there a guy watching this that can give us some insight? Like, why don't you just do it?
Why don't men approach anymore? It's a question that has been reverberating everywhere, but the answers aren't as simple as you might think. Let's dive into the reasons behind this shift.
All right, you see 3 girls sitting at the bar, and you think the middle one is flaming hot, and you're like, that's my girl. Do you walk over and talk to her or one of the other 2?
None of them. True. Yeah, commonly wear my headphones when I'm walking to the store after work because I've had my fill of interaction with people. I'm not only physically exhausted, but also mentally, but some are dumb. Yeah, like, if you don't want to be approached, then just don't look approachable. Simple. Headphones are a clear indication for that. But some people still expect to be approached when they wear headphones. It's so dumb.
Oh my God.
From the fear of rejection to the rise of online dating and shifting social expectations, there are a lot of factors at play. Let's break them down one by one.
There's an interesting set of stats that 86% of women say that they want a man to make the first move.
Yep.
50% of men are scared of making the first move for being seen as creepy. And 20% of Gen Z say that a man approaching a woman in person always or usually constitutes harassment.
So 20% of my generation believe that just approaching somebody is harassment. Approaching a woman is harassment. Crazy. That's wild. It's just, I don't know. It's just crazy that we really live in a time where men and women are so divided that we can't work with each other at all anymore. Not even a little bit. I find that so horrid.
Going up to a woman today is risky in so many ways. Let's start with one of the most common reasons, fear of rejection.
Rejection is a man's biggest fear.
Why do men never approach women anymore?
Intimidation?
You do it a lot, like in person?
Hell no.
It is so...
I did it quite a bit, actually. I did it quite a bit. And most of the dates I got, of like the 24 dates I got, most of them were in person. Most of them were in person. Dating apps are useless. So you have, as a man, you have one option. Either you ruin your self-perception through dating apps, or you approach a woman that may result in some legal trouble. What do you do here? What do you do here?
Fucking scary to me to approach a woman in public anymore after hearing all this stuff on the internet.
It just sucks being the guy because I always have to make the first move. Like, and then anytime I see a girl I like, whether it be at the bar or at the gym or something, I get so anxious. My heart starts beating so fast, and I don't know what the hell to say to them.
Don't get me wrong, a fear of rejection is totally real. I feel like if I was a guy, that would be in my brain, and it would be something that I would have to overcome, but it would be a big thing to overcome.
It definitely is a big deal for men. Some women find cold approaches as flattering, while others see them as intrusive or unnecessary. This creates confusion for men, who are left wondering...
Yeah, what do you do? One woman is like, oh, thank you, cool. And the other one is like, if you were burning and I had a bucket of water, I'd rather drink the water. Inside their own genders, they more lonely too. Yeah, that's true. Fun fact, a study from Norway basically says that when people talk about a loneliness epidemic, that does exist. But there's a huge like the loneliness that men experience and the loneliness that women experience are in fact totally different. It's crazy. It's actually interesting. I forgot what the study's name was, but basically men's loneliness peaks around around 40 and 80, and women's loneliness is linear, which means it just increases over time. Like one is linear, the other one is like shaped like a U, basically. So the high points are like around 40 and around 80. I wonder if that has something to do with the average divorce being at around 40 and the partner dying around 80. I wonder if that's the case, why these are particularly high there. Because for a man, statistically, the most important person in their old age is their wife. Men loneliness worse. I don't know. Maybe I'm mixing them up, but I think men's loneliness is actually like a physical loneliness, why women's loneliness is an emotional one. It could also be the other way around. One of the two. I forgot what it was. Being someone in person is better than online because it's easier to judge their character, determine if you actually like them. Not just that, right? But you see how they move, you see how they behave, you see manners, you see all that through like the phone. You don't see that through the phone. Really, you don't see that. The only difference between confident and creepy is looks. It could be, yeah. I think if you look better, you get away with a lot of creepy shit. Even like as both men and women though.
What the hell to do?
Do you want to be approached?
Leave us alone.
Leave you alone? Okay.
I just like peace.
Why do men think it's appropriate to approach women in public?
Don't.
You have the the eye rings of death. What do you mean? Shaped like you. No, shaped like a U. Like a U. I'm gonna throw you.
Approach me in public unless I come to you.
Wow.
Or unless I give you an eye.
Let's be real. Some men have bad intentions during a cold approach, but most don't. It's simple. If you're their type, they want you to approach. If not, they don't.
I don't mind guys like coming up to me and talking to me. Let me be really real. Yeah.
I think the most fucked up thing that currently persists that is really weird is those women that want you to try harder. We were taught no means no. And for some odd reason, for some women, no means to try harder. And then they complain when like you tell them no, when they tell you no and you just move on. It's so weird. Also, I've noticed something. No means no unless it's between two women. I've also noticed something. I've noticed something when I look at currently a new Yuri anime that basically is a chick and another chick, and obviously it's Yuri. And the one girl always says no. She doesn't want to date the other girl. And a lot of women are romanticizing that anime. I thought no means no. That's weird. Of course, it's fiction, but then again, you said no means no. Why are you romanticizing that? I wonder if you had the same reaction if it was a female and a male lead. Crazy how the 90s, late 90s, everyone was scared of Fuck 2000, like apocalypse that reset us back with technology and information. And now I think a society reset is the only thing that can save us. We need to kick out the people that desperately try to divide us, if anything. Men's loneliness can also be mental because of depression. Yeah, that's not what I'm saying. I just said, I think men's loneliness is actually dependent on, like, physical, if I remember correctly. And for women, it's emotional, which is higher. Like, both experience loneliness fundamentally differently, usually. No still means no between women, but women don't actually care about violating consent unless a man is doing it. That's very true. That's very true. The amount of creepy women I had to encounter. Yep.
If you are not tall, sexy, with amazing chat, don't waste your time.
Exactly. And this is why men are hesitant to approach women now. Honestly, the only way to avoid this awkwardness might be for women to take the first step instead.
Women need to start making the first move.
Women are just gonna have to start shooting their shots. You gonna have to go for what you want because closed mouths is not gonna get fed anymore.
Why don't women typically approach men?
Because of rejection.
If a woman chooses to approach a man and shoot her shot, is she more or less likely to be rejected than if the man approaches a woman?
I feel like men are more likely to be rejected.
Less. I feel like men like that.
I think a woman shooting her shot is much more likely to end up with that man.
What are we saying? 90%? I'm saying 90%. I'd say 90%. 90% chance you're not gonna be rejected. It's just men are just like that. This is like the lottery. This is like a lottery ticket, and you just won it when a woman approaches you. Like Frog just pulling up in our DMs and saying, like, you need a girlfriend. No means no. You don't know what you want or don't want. So no, I save in the safe way. And if someone persists, it can go two ways. One, unwanted means harassment. Two, ended up as good experience, so exactly what some want. Possibly. For example, I don't like physical touch, and I tell friends that to avoid things like hugs. Women always think it doesn't apply to them and still touch me. Men usually back off. Makes sense. Men are easy to approach unless they're in a group. I think you should never approach somebody in a group. This is just weird. It just makes things awkward, and also people can chime in, like the you know the meme? Me fighting the 600-pound whale while so my bro can talk to the cutie, something like that. I'm ugly, so 30%. I mean, we're talking about women approaching, right? Not men. That's almost gonna be like, that's gonna be close to like 5% maybe.
If a girl approaches a guy and like makes the first move, usually it works out better.
Why would men want to approach women when they no longer have to worry about just being rejected, but also have to worry about being accused of harassment?
That's scary. I wouldn't want to be a man, honestly.
I feel bad for men.
Yeah.
Yeah. So why do you think that women fear rejection when they're far less likely to be rejected?
Because women are just more sensitive. They have more feelings into it. I feel like men, they're used to being rejected. They're used to being turned down, but women aren't. So when they get rejected, they like feel it more personally. Yeah.
Why don't women...
Yeah, because you know what that actually means? You know what that translates to? Boys from like a young age we're like told no. You know what that translates into? Women take it more personal because they are less likely to be told no in general. Even as a kid. That's the thing. Women don't hear no often enough. I feel like you get, as a guy, you get rejected for not just like dating. You get rejected for a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. I think the first big rejection happens for boys in puberty. Once that shift moves from like cute boy into potential threat. That I've noticed. I don't know how to exactly put it. There's some weird shift as a young guy where like once you hit puberty, it's like the people start treating you differently. I don't know.
Start approaching men rather than complain how men approach them.
Because women like that, they have too much pride and too much ego into themselves, and they think a certain way of how a woman is supposed to be, when really women are supposed to be ladylike and strong and like grounded in themselves. And that's when the woman power really does show up, is being kind.
What advice would you give to the men that fear rejection?
Don't be scared, just shoot your shot. Maybe you have a chance, maybe don't. Rejection is just something to take in and something to learn from.
Why don't women just follow that same advice?
Shit.
The thing is that doesn't work. Because in order to learn from something, you need feedback. Rejection in dating does not translate to feedback. Which is, that's the problem with when they say like learn from rejection, what am I supposed to learn? I don't get any feedback. I would need to ask why, and the woman would need to answer why. Also, it's like individual preferences, right? If a woman doesn't like me just because she's not physically attracted to me, totally okay, fine. I can't learn from that feedback. Even if she fail, it end up as nice chit chat. Women not get the harassment treatment usually, yeah. Plus, if you're getting rejected as a woman, you're either so ugly that your personality can't save you, or you're such a weirdo that your looks can't save you. Can only be one of those two.
It's different. We have different emotions.
Another perspective some women have on why men no longer approach them is the belief that they are too pretty, and their beauty intimidates men, a notion that, in my opinion, is simply a form of coping.
Men are
actually, it could be both. It could be both. If when I saw a beautiful woman that I would want to approach, I was like, that's probably not a good idea. She probably has a boyfriend by now, and also like, look at me. I'm not exactly a looker. I would not approach. Like, I also don't, which is interesting, I also don't sit in buses next to very attractive women. That's a weird thing. I know, but I just don't do it. How many first liners from girls is, I have a boyfriend? And oftentimes they don't even have a boyfriend. They just say that so they get rid of you.
intimidated by beautiful girls.
The reason why you aren't getting approached
is because you come off as a strong woman. They're ignoring you because
that's not it. That is not it. That is not it. You are just unapproachable. Either you are unapproachable, or you're just not what you think you are, or you're generally just way too pretty.
because you're beautiful, and it's intimidating.
And honestly, it's a compliment. It's a compliment that people are intimidated by your aura, by your looks, by probably even your personality.
So when
that is actually that's cope. That's got to be cope. Okay, this one is cope. Okay. This is a like being intimidated by a woman's looks. Okay. I see that. That happens to me too. That happened to me too. But everything else is just cope. That's coping.
you hold yourself to a certain standard, that boy knows that he's not going to be able to reach those standards. So therefore, he's not even going to approach you.
So instead of feeling down about the
So is the question, is the problem that he can't reach those standards, or is the problem that you have standards that he cannot reach? Because those are two different things. One implies he's not good enough. The other one implies you're just too demanding. And then there's same women, when you ask, what do you bring to the table, they're offended. Man, I like you, woman, me too. The ugly friend, she's not interested. Yep. Go along, the destroyer coming in, she's not interested.
The fact that you don't really get talked to at a party setting, or you rarely get attention from men on your Instagram stories, etc. It probably is that they are afraid to even talk to you.
You are not the problem. You're not the problem. They're the problem.
So if you've ever wondered, why don't I get approached? Why don't I get asked out? Why doesn't he ever text me first? It's probably because you're super pretty and attractive.
So if you want to get any sort of attention, you may have to be the one to reach out to them first.
That literally makes, what she said literally makes no sense. Because if a dude got a incredibly wonderful woman, that dude will talk to you most of the time. If he actually means business, if he's actually serious, he will talk to you. But this is just the delusional take. This is just a delusional take. You can't be serious.
Just make the first move.
Yeah, absolutely do not do this. See, you're a baddie, okay? And do you know what happens when a man thinks that he can pull baddies? His audacity goes off the charts. So even if this does work and you guys end up together, he's going to think that he can treat you any type of way because he's going to assume that because he could pull you, he could pull another baddie.
And there you have it, guys. The ego.
That goes for both, though. That goes for both. That goes for both. The amount of women that have pulled the crazy, successful dudes. Well, not pull, more like date for a little while. And think now that they can do this again is crazy. That just doesn't work like that. That just doesn't work like that.
Ego of a woman at play. They won't make the first move because they fear it might boost a man's confidence, making him think he can attract more baddies. Here's the reality. Men will approach a woman.
Also, I hate the term baddies. I hate the term baddies. It's such a shitty term. Nothing's bad about you. Except your bad qualities. Sorry. One correction. Girls compete sex in these days. And I think one geek well-dressed girl is so much safer than what usually going outside. Sluts looking girls. The thing is this. They're all pretty. They all wear makeup. Looks don't work on me. They don't. I might look a little. I might look. No, not at all, but like before, I would look. But that's about it. I wouldn't approach you. I wouldn't I wouldn't. Like, if you have a shitty personality, you can look like prime Megan Fox. I don't give a rat's ass. Look for somebody else. I hate baddies. I hate daddies. Yeah, it's crazy how both the term mommy and daddy have been sexualized, even though they're technically used by little boys and little girls.
Woman if she's beautiful. The issue isn't her beauty, it's often her body language and cues, which can make her seem unapproachable. Now think about this. Claiming a rich man can't attract women because he's too rich doesn't make sense. The same logic applies here.
No one's intimidated by you. You're behaving in a way that suggests you're unapproachable. There's a difference.
Let me know if I'm tripping, but I feel like a lot of women try to be shady when they say things like men don't approach them because they know not to mess with them.
Guys will approach anyone from a 4 to a 10.
Why isn't the first thought never, maybe they just don't find me attractive enough to approach me?
No one is intimidated by you. You're unapproachable. Fix that.
And the reason why I think it's shady when women say this is because it kind of implies that they're better than the other women who get approached, or that the other women who get approached are easy and they can be messed with.
Why is this once again? Woman, woman, woman. Also, I find it I mean, is there actually women out there that look down on other women that get approached? I know that there's single women out there who are jealous if one of their friends gets into a relationship, and sometimes they do want to sabotage that relationship. But is that really that big of a deal? I don't know. I hate giving advice because, one, I'm bisexual, and the way I work with couples or individuals doesn't necessarily work for others. And two, everyone has their own type of romance. Yeah. But I do think that the general biological, like, evolutionary things that make one attractive, I think you can say that those generally exist. And you can probably work on those.
Overall, it just always sounds so nasty. I don't know, like, and what be getting me is that they be saying this after their friends get approached or when they see somebody else get picked over them. And it's like, what are you trying to say?
Girls, if you see a guy you like at the club, gym, wherever, simple thing. Eye contact, smile. That's gonna tell a guy, I think you're attractive, or at least that gives a guy the...
Well, what if you're just trying to be nice? What if I just smile and you smile back? What if you're just trying to be nice? What then? That isn't enough. I don't know, drop something in front of me. I don't know, trip and drop your, I don't know, your cup or whatever, or your glass or whatever. I don't know, right in front of me. That would help. Not drop your handkerchief. Maybe that. Most problems between women stem from jealousy. Okay. If a woman says it, then I have an answer.
green light to approach you. That's all you gotta do. And girls, if you can't do that, buy a dog, die alone. That's really all I have to say to you.
I think what he really meant was to buy a cat. Setting that aside, the rise of the Me Too movement has led many men to hesitate in making the first move, out of fear of unintentionally crossing the line into harassment.
I think we need to normalize women approaching men more because, one, women are not that nice, and two, there's no Me Too movement against women.
True, there is none like that. The thing is also this. Women will not approach men. That will just not happen. Anybody remember Bumble? When they had to change the system because women were not shooting their shot? Yep, that was a thing. Smile and wave. That would actually work. Smile and wave. Maybe like a universal maybe like a universal code among everyone. Like when a woman does this, that means she wants to be approached. I don't know. Something like that.
My friends have noticed that the man has stopped making the first move. All my girlfriends are like, they're waiting. It's a third date, fourth date, a week later. He hasn't gone in for the kiss. He doesn't do any touching or anything. And I've asked my dude friends that are single, and they are like, you don't know where a woman's gonna go with that story, and where I ain't touching nobody.
So you have a very difficult circle to square here, right? You have women who still want to be approached. You have men who know that if they don't approach, nothing's going to happen. But if they do approach, they're scared of being seen as creepy. They're concerned that they're going to either upset this.
I'm not gonna... The thing is, men, as rare as they are, if you don't want the girl who acts like that, but even then that's gonna be dangerous, look for a conservative woman. Too bad there's not that many, but you could try. You could try. I'm also gonna say this. The weirdos, both men and women, you won't find they're in clubs, they're in bars. If you want to generally find somebody to date, don't look in clubs, don't look in bars, don't look in like festivals, whatever it is. Try nerd spaces. Try try spaces that don't have any degeneracy going on, or a small amount of degeneracy. I think that would be a good option. Men can beat the shit out of each other and then go for a drink. True. Very true. I mean, we can also see each other for like 5 million, not see each other for 5 million years and be like, hey, yo, homie, after those 5 million years. Totally fine.
Girl, or that they're going to be part of some Me Too scandal, which isn't good.
And it sucks because the Me Too movement is so strong and so powerful for the people that need it, but it shouldn't ruin the maturity that we should have within intimacy and relationship.
Lots of men are checking out of the world. And yeah, you know, we need to ask not...
In addition to that, even if you go that route and you experience, let's say you have success and you experience intimacy, a woman can later decide that she didn't like it and ruin your life. How are you going to fight that? That's why best friends can start hating each other over men. It's biological jealousy. Okay.
Just why aren't men opening up about this? What can they do to fix themselves? But structurally, how can we actually help men?
One way we could help men in the overall dating scene is by fostering open communication and creating a culture where both men and women feel comfortable expressing interest.
Yes, that is exactly communication. Yo, ladies, masters of communication is key. Please communicate. Otherwise, we don't know what to do. We need communication. We're doing these reactions for Croc Rock, which, by the way, hasn't said a word, but I feel is lurking. Could be. I don't know if we're doing them for Croc Rock. Doesn't Croc Rock have a girl? Also, don't try dating apps. Don't try dating apps. Yep. Neither men nor women. They're not good for you. Either way.
Without fear of judgment or misinterpretation.
Now, I'm seeing posts on the internet of women saying men don't approach us anymore. Well, duh!
The reason why a lot of us guys are done with dating is because we're all honestly fed up with all the mixed answers that we've been seeing online.
And women are so confused as to why men don't approach them in public anymore is because we don't want to get a charge. We don't want you to pick up the phone halfway through the conversation and start calling the cops just because you got a hunch that little old Riley might grape you.
So a lot of us have reached a point that we're just like, fuck it, man. Like, we're just done. And believe me, we don't want to. We would love to.
And also, a lot of women just have a huge attitude. Don't tell me this. Don't let me do that. I don't want to sacrifice anything. I want to be in a relationship, but I don't want to sacrifice for that relationship, right? I don't want to act like now I'm in a relationship. I want to be in a relationship, but I don't want to be single. Though that goes for both genders. That goes for men and women. There's plenty of men who want to act like they're single when they're in a relationship. Sorry. But sacrifice, communication, and what's the word? Trust. You need trust. In the extremes, we got women arguing because one didn't reply to a text for an hour. Oh no! Important to know if it's too near and easy, most likely won't work. It's just like, don't try dating apps.
approach a woman without her feeling like we're creeps or something. And don't get me wrong either, there's a lot of guys that don't know how to approach women, or they make it seem very creepy, or they start stalking you and following you randomly. Guys like that put out a bad name for the good men.
I used to be able to approach women and talk smooth talk. It don't even fucking matter. I don't even do it on the internet. I don't even like slide into somebody's DMs. Fuck that. That is another way that somebody can just like screen record all of that and make it look like I was harassing them.
True. Now you can like, right? You approach a woman and next you know your face is all over TikTok. What do you do with that? Success requires sacrifice. Exactly. Though that's not only for dating.
Right? What a time to be alive, y'all. God damn it.
It is a strange time to be a man, with shifting norms, unclear expectations, and ever-changing rules of dating and relationships. Many men have stopped approaching women, and some have even stopped proposing. To see why men are now saying no to marriage, click the video on your screen and let us know what you think.
I think men just say no to marriage because the law is just fucked. The law is just fucked. That needs to be changed as well. That needs to be changed. Because even good men that do get divorced, they lose half of their shit, their children, everything. It's just crazy. I just think that if we want to change this, first of all, I don't think this is all women. I don't even think it's a somewhat big minority of women. It is a small minority of women online that go around and say, do not approach us, we don't want to talk to men, all that stuff. It's a small, I think it is a small minority that acts like this. I don't think it's a big it's a big part of women. That's what I see. We need, and the silent majority needs to hold those women accountable. I think, the weirdos. Same for the men, we need to hold weirdos accountable. If people act weird, show them that they act weird. That's the only way. And of course, we need to stop kick out bad actors that are willingly trying to divide men and women for a profit. Because, you know, at the end of the day, gender war has just one goal: profit. But anyways, like, comment, and subscribe.